And welcome back once again to the ESL Mobile Open Asia Pacific. This is Contra alongside with the Mustachio AJ. So we've already covered some action that's in Asphalt 9. Now we're moving to another title and we are ready to brawl.
Absolutely, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is time to release each and every single brawler in the ring. This week, there was quite a bit of heated action, and the first recap, I believe, is going to be from Team Reifuku, who, were quite crazy as they dropped in for the match. Let's take a quick look at the ladder, Contra, before we do jump on to all of those highlights to see exactly where the teams stand. We'll take it from the bottom, Reifuku at the 10th position with 980 points so far, with the 405 win, draw, as well as loss stats. Pyramid Gangsters, super cute name if you ask me, in the 9th position with 981 points. Rise next right there above them with the 1001 points, followed by Jostle as well as Covalence in that 6th position.
That's right, you can see that the points are actually not too far from one another. And if you guys are still wondering, why is it that one win is still going to be more than those that have lost? It's basically based on an MMR system in such a way that, if you have the positive results, you still have a little bit more points. So as we go from there, we have, of course, a 201 streak that has been won there by Waffle Monsters on 4. It's Marco Polo with a total of 1,079 points with 5 wins and 1 loss. Same goes to Crazy Lagoon, which they have kind of actually drawn into a similar scoreline. But on the 2nd spot, we will see Tropa Suprema here coming with a huge 9-win streak. And also, of course, suffering 2 losses. And on number 1 spot, it's one of Southeast Asia's finest Brawl Star team out there, Team Flash, with a total of 1,141 points.
Oh, yeah, boy. Now, most of these teams in here, they haven't completed that minimum 10-match requirement. So they have to look forward to completing that. Last time we had in the first ladder for Brawl Stars, right, Contra, it was such a pity that some of those really good teams, they managed to complete, 9 matches and they just didn't really cut it. They just had one more one to go in and sort out, but they just didn't. Now, here's the highlight that I was talking about earlier, Contra. Reifuku, as they took on Malasi, they went to beat them 2-0, and they took quite an impressive victory, I would say.
Yeah, you can see that they've actually cleared them off first before hitting this one for the goal. And hitting in towards the 2nd point here, you can see that they're actually controlling it from the left side onwards, and the ball being dropped right there. And from the likes of Rossi, they tried to actually fight right back, but that final kick will seal the deal.
Okay, we kind of have to say Marasi wasn't really playing this, that greatly as well, right? Ande's going to be able to get a crazy opening there, but thankfully, they managed to block that shot. But unfortunately, the timer just ran out at the end of the day. And this was the 2nd match as we went on, Contra. There was just no stopping them. As Marasi, they tried to do quite a bit in this, but it's the uniqueness of the map, allowing those players to hide in that grass and not show themselves at all. Except for T-Bone, though. He stood out like a sore thumb, and yet nobody wanted to take him down.
Yeah, and of course, they were also sweeping by the edges there, and just, like you said, just trying to make use of all these control. But just look at Steven and the rest. They just swooped them out cold. And over on the final 15 seconds here, we definitely had a clear winner, and Reifuku, hands down, have won this one by just really securing a whole lot more kills.
Oh, absolutely, man. I mean, it's all about being patient. It's all about watching the map really closely, seeing where those shots come from. Because, some of these opponents here, they do send out those teaser shots from the grass, expecting the opponents to come in, and then, of course, they overtake them with just that sheer tenacity. But it just didn't end up well for them. This was the 2nd series that we are highlighting in here today. Rise Next versus Tropa Suprema, where Tropa actually took 2 wins as well, Contra.
Yeah, you can see that Icebound, he's actually making quite some plays from the side, and look at that absolute beautiful teamwork as they pass it across. And, well, moving to the fields, and this is where They just absolutely annihilated the likes of Rise next. There's no chance whatsoever for them to even get to the halfway tech point of the map.
Oh, none at all, man. And then they want to go and rush in for all of these stars. Now, unfortunately, it just wasn't possible. And you see, NG here was holding on to that blue star, right? And that is your tiebreaker. At that point, we really thought that Rise Next was going to be able to kind of pull this in for themselves. But unfortunately, Tropa, throughout the end of the day, would show that they would reign supreme, Contra.
That's right, and Tropa Suprema, just like how their name is. But we will go to another top-tier team, and then it's going to be Team Flasher that showed absolute domination, just going forward with team members. And just look, Diaz, he was really pulling them back, just baiting them to actually come across it, just heading all the way across with such a good response.
Oh, absolutely, man. I mean, unfortunately, we just didn't see Rise Next defend this well at all. Both those goals were scored. It just wasn't a great game coming in from Team Rise.
Yeah, and I guess that they were having no clue of how to juggle the pressure. And from inside of Team Flash, they just clumped up all together. And from the other side, they were just being picked apart. So Rise Next slowly had members falling apart, and QDA's once again leading the charge and knew exactly where to look for. And well, after that, it was C2K that takes over the front lines.
I mean, when you drop into this map as a bounty hunter, you got to know exactly where to go in and collect your stars. And clearly, it was Team Flash that knew exactly how to do that. Now, no matter what Rise was to do in there, they just couldn't get it done. Look at that. The way they went in there and take a 2-on-1 attack on that player. NG just had a couple of, HP left on him. And it was just a full-on wipeout for Team Flash from then on. And they were to take a 2-0 victory for them as well in the best out of 3.
That's right, and we ended with 28 stars to 10. And with that, Team Flash now tops the board with just better scoreline. Although we saw earlier on, Tropa Suprema, they also had maybe an extra win on top of that, but they also did suffer 2 losses. So with that, I guess that actually concludes our Brawl Star run for the past week. Hope you guys enjoy it so far.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, Brawl Stars is the kind of game that you can literally pick up today, download it, and start winning games already. But just like Asphalt, what makes this game so unique is that to be able to play it at this level, right, at even the community, tournament level at the ESL Mobile Open, you need quite a bit of skill, Contra. But even that being said, I know some of our viewers here are thinking, dude, that's it? and they're getting their highlights placed there, which is why we are encouraging all of you to find your group, to find your teammates, and register yourselves for the ESL Mobile Open, because for all you know, next season you'll be shouting out your names.
That's right. So hopefully you guys can sign up on esl.gg/mobile to actually find out more. Now we're going to be going for another short break, and when we come back, we will bring you Legends of Runeterra.
Before we jump into the next one, here's a quick reminder for all of you mobile gamers out there. The ESL Mobile Open is just around the corner, so head over to Twitter right now and get all of those details. Tell your friends, build a team, and earn a spot in the finals.
Feel the lights, see the stage, hear the vibe. Pumped up to get ready for the fight. Big dreams, one chance, be the star. I'm the winner coming out of the dark.
Step out as a motivator. Let them know that the weight's up. That's how we know when we level up. Hey, that's how we know when we level up.
Level up. All we know about is level up. Are we ready not to level up? You know we fall and we get up. Level up. All we know about is level up. Are we ready not to level up? It's time, get up.
Back against the wall, still I'm standing tall. Know about the ball, I got my fan with me. That's how we know when we level up. Yeah, that's how we know when we level up. Level up.